Right, Grundle? You said it, buddy. Uh-oh, I think my Grundle is stuck. Grundle, are you stuck? You are stuck. Come on, Grundle. Sometimes your Grundle gets stuck. You know, it sticks to whatever it's near, but you just gotta peel it a little bit. Okay. Quickly. Thank God for pressure plate doors. Boop. Oh, it did spawn blazes. Yay! Okay. So I may have stolen a blaze spawner. So that's a thing. Yeah. Get back, scrub! Listen, it's not glamorous work, but I need a refined fluid system. And this is the best way to do it. Smelting a ton of quartz, making a bunch of refined storage stuff. See, I'm in the process, making a bunch of crap here. Oh, we're shy one. Well, I'll keep at it. Hello, friends. Welcome to episode 26 of Modded-Minecraft Survival with me, your host, SkitzTGPG. I'm setting up refined fluids real quick. It took me forever, but I made a 262 million bucket. We have 2 buckets of liquid XP in there, and that was from this. So I'm just trying to figure out how I want to set this up. Because this is one of those internal rooms, right? This is where, from the inside of this room, on the other side is the ender pearls, which we should probably harvest. So I'm just trying to figure out how I want to set this up. I want the controller. Doesn't necessarily need to be super... Why don't we put it in the floor? That could be fun. Let's see, 1, 2, 1, 2. So let's center it, right? And now, I could just make this flush. I guess we'll put it right here. And we'll put the disk drive for the fluids right underneath. We'll get some cabling. Hop down here. Ah! And therein lies the rub. There's nowhere to put the cabling. Shit. Now, technically, we should be okay. Let's pop this disc in. Ah, we have a... Let's see. Put the grid right here, I guess. What with to view the items and such. It's color-coded blue. I already dyed it. And now we can see our fluids. Isn't that neat? We have 2 buckets of fluid XP. That's it for right now. There we are. Now we have a little pad we can put tanks down on, and the fluid will be imported. For example, hold up. You there! Intruder! What'd you give me? Nice. Thank you, little friend. So if we were to go get that tank of essence we put in here, right? Ah! Oh, God! Oh, yeah, I was in the middle of stuff. Skits fall down, not go boom, thankfully. You can hear the blazes in there. There's still a spawner. So this is going to our lime chest. That's where the items are going. This is going into our lime green lime, which is for essence. So that's fun. Might not be the move. So instead we're going to turn that middle one to white. There we go. So now that's pumping essence in as it kills stuff. Right? So we're actually going to pick that up for a second. Like this. Like that. Put this there. And now that should be receiving any essence that's generated. Let's just keep an eye on it for a second to make sure that that is in fact the case. Yes, we are good. Okay, cool. Well, you'll love to see that. So this ender chest is for green, which is for our items. This needs a ender tank for fluid XP. That's going to be our lime. So now what we're going to do is hop down here. Ow. Aha! Here's my lime tank. Perfect. Right? Yeah. If I pick it up, it'll tell me. Lime. Slap that right there. And now any fluid XP it acquires, it's going to push down, which happens to be this guy. So if and when it acquires fluid XP, it'll do the thing and stuff in there, which is cool, but not really a priority right now, if I'm being honest, because fluid XP isn't going to come into major play until we get the mob duplicator, which I just don't need right at the moment. Not for this chamber, right? Okay, so we have it in that ender tank. Now we need to make another ender tank. Up by our refined storage fluid network. Over here. Maybe I make these doors too. There we go. That's looking good. Why don't you have power? Because I never hooked you up to power. You never had a power source because I never plugged you in. Now I need to make energy pipes. Isn't it fun when you're in the middle of trying to do something interesting and all of a sudden your resources run dry and you're just sort of floundering, trying to figure out how best you want to proceed, but you're unsure because you don't know what else you're going to be missing, and now you're just sort of floating in the middle of... No? Just me? Okay. There we are. Let's grab a bunch, actually. And now we're going to go... Yeah. Now it has power. Now that's what I call pod racing. Cool. Maybe we'll put some hatches there eventually. But the point is, right, we now have essence flowing in. So now let's make another ender tank. And we're going to make this one the same as the essence. So we're going to get some dye. We're going to say 2 of these, 1 of these. We're going to say... Where do we want essence plugged in? I guess right here. Right here is fine. Right? And so now we're going to go... lime, white. Bing! And now it's draining into the system. And now, we have 8 buckets of essence and 2 buckets of fluid XP. Awesome. Now, you know what I can finally freaking do? I can drain all of my experience tomes. These are all filled with levels. Up to and including this one. So, that's neato. Let's see. do that, we'll have to put this down, which I should probably do on the toilet. Here we are. Aha! I don't know where we are. Where the fuck am I? Bottom right corner. I couldn't be farther from the refined fluid network. Of course. Okay. Now that's set to withdraw fluids and put it into our lime tank. And now I can pee on the toilet. Isn't that fun? Isn't that great? I thought so. Hey, any phantoms out here that want to start some shit? Haven't slept in a while? Hello? I don't think they can spawn because of the mega torch. So let's go over here. Outside of its safety zone. Phantoms? Hello? Phantoms? Ah! Okay. Oh shit! That's the Nightmare Stalker. Ah! That's another risk I pose, not sleeping. Not just the phantoms, but also that douchebag. Okay. So here's our refined fluid network. There's the essence. Put you there. We're gonna say. Now your fluid and look it. Apparently we got some. Neat. So that's fine. We're going to. Gonna put another import bus on this. My frames. However, as you'll see, there's already a connection, so we could just put another importer. We'll want to label these at some point. I am sure of it, but for right now, meh. There we go. That looks pretty clean. And what we could actually do is line it up. So that our main stuff can be stacked here. So that'll be fun. But the main thing was, can we get our fluid stored without getting upset? Looks like the answer is yes. So now we have somewhere for our fluid XP and for our essence to go. And once they go there, they get imported directly into our fluid network, which, as you can see, has plenty of room. Alright, I crashed doing this before, so we're going to say crusher toggle. Bang. Now we can take our receiver, bind it to that, and now what we can do is we can go take the receiver. They're already dead. Love when a plan comes together, right? You're low on power. That's not good. It's because the cell isn't receiving power. Is the cell full of juice? No. So we'll go do that in a second. Let's get the toggle set up, right? So what's cool is if we do this, and then we do that, it'll affect this block, which should toggle this thing too. So we're gonna set that, we're gonna leave it alone right now because we need it to run constantly for those blazes to not break out, but I want to see something real quick. If we, mob crusher, here we go. Say transmitter, there we go. Now we say, let's put a lever. There, we gotta do the cool industrial contact lever, because of course we do. And I'm gonna have to set twice. Something clearly. Yep, that was a Krampus thing. Cool. Whatever. This down. Put an inset light there. Get rid of that guy. You can see a little bit better in here now. I like it. How does that look? Cleaner. I like it. It's lit without being too overwhelming. We should do the same in here, huh? Ah! Fuck! Oh no, did you run out of juice? Oh shit, they ran out of juice. Toggle the light! Turn the light on! We gotta stop them from busting out! Okay. Wait, shit, that was with the light on. How the hell? Okay. We're in trouble. We're in trouble. We're in deep shit. Crap. We need to run power into the dimensional cell right the frick now. We're gonna set you to accept power on all sides. Look at that. Okay. Which means when we go back down there, everything should be calm because everything should be dead. But I've said should be so many times and been burnt. Yay, everything's dead. Ha ha! Indiscriminate murder! Correct! Because this is now receiving all the power it needs. Look at them, they want me so bad. They're like, oh, look how yummy that gnome looks. I just want to cook them. Too bad, because gnome isn't on the menu, but you are! Ha ha! The crusher works. Rad. How many blaze rods do we have as a result? Look at that, 19! Cool! Alright, let's turn this off. Because this will spawn basically every normal overworld mob. Yeah, this is looking a lot cleaner. I want to widen and make changes to this corridor, because I'm going to put other stuff in here, obviously. But Y level 20 seemed like a smart place, at least to put the dreadful dirt spawner. Right? With all the worst stuff? Well, all the base stuff, rather. The duplicator and the more dangerous mobs that we spawn, those are probably going to go even lower to bedrock. But I'll tell you what, that's a heck of a progress jump. So, Crusher is up and running and doing its thing. We can't clone anything just yet, so we can't just farm one mob. But, I mean, we kind of can, because we got that blaze spawner in there, and that's huge. That's a big help. Just gonna clean up my inventory. Cool. And so now my basic stuff will be fine. This is called the Akashic Tome. It is a very cool mod. It allows you to put numerous mods guides into one book to save on space. So that's what I did. I put all my books in here. Oh god, the sounds from this place are just the freaking worst. Cool. Alright, so now everything should be done up correctly. Oh, look at that. And now we have easy access. Cool, okay. Emergency hatch installed. Do some maintenance when we need to. You'd love to see it. Let's get the fuck out of here because that thing scares the hell out of me. And the mob crusher's working just fine. It's working just fine. So if we go into our refined fluid room, full of essence. Full of essence. So I think the next thing I want to do is get rid of this rain, which I don't know... Nope. Dang it. Okay, well, can't get rid of the rain, but I want to look into our mage tower. I might just... Let me try a different shader. This is what we normally used. Complementary reimagined. I've been finding this has been a little bit taxing on my system, so I've actually been using this one when it gets too rough. You'll notice it's a little bit more vanilla adjacent. I don't see any shadows, which is odd. Because I know I have them on, yeah. Boy, I don't know if I like these, you know? Yeah, they're easier on my computer, but... Not by enough to make the change. Alright, we'll go back to this for now. Yeah, God, that just looks so much better, doesn't it? Sun's not out, but whatever. So, I thought it could be fun to look into some magic. But I want to build something for the magic. I don't want to just build it in the lab. I'm tired of being in the lab. It's dark, it's dingy, it's starting to smell. I want to go outside, explore. Okay, now let's zone for a mage tower. Right, so let's actually open the map. So here's home. Okay. I want the mage tower close by. So immersive engineering I was putting mostly around here, right? Because that was where the windmill was. There's the not windmill right there. I was thinking up on the mountaintop. That's a long way to move, though. It's a long way to move. Even with travel anchors, that's going to be a haul, right? So... yeah, but on a mountaintop? Come on, that is sick. Yeah, why don't we build it right into this little nook right here? Right? Or... there's a gradual slope here. Maybe... let's go look around in that area. I don't know about this area. It's a little choppy. Let's keep looking. Ow, son of a fuck. Let's see here. This area wouldn't be bad. It's just... God, I wish this rain would stop. Stop it! Stop! Damn it. Well, here's the mountaintop, right? Howling Peaks. I don't want to constantly be in the snow up here. I'm not a fan of that. But being right at the base of this peak... oh God, it's freezing up here. Because I want to get into some magic mods. So the reason I'm doing this is because I want to start getting into some magic mods. I want to build my mage tower. I want to get started with Ars Nouveau. Because I'm really tired of not having my magic. And now that we have a steady flow of generalized mob drops, I think it's time. Another thing I want to do is go into Botania so I can get an item magnet, because running around collecting this stuff by hand is getting old. Yeah. So now if we zoom out, look at that. Perfect little spot to nestle a mage tower. It'll be nice and tall. I have a basic design in my head and drawn on a thing, on graph paper, because I'm psychotic. I should trace this, right? Because we want it 4x4. Oh, thank God the rain stopped. Or I guess I should say thank Ardwinna the rain stopped, right? Because that's basically the equivalent. I don't know. I don't know how invested in the lore I'm going to be this season. Although, seems like no matter how invested or not invested I get, the lore invests in me regardless, so. But I play a vital role as the irreverent straight man against all this, and I'm not about to stop now. So it looks like we can go chunk 1, chunk 2, chunk 3, chunk 4. Perfect. So cut all these trees down. It's not just going to be a tower. I'm going to make it a whole magic complex. Sort of like a above-ground magic, quote-unquote, laboratory, right? But it's going to be not a big, ugly gray box. It's going to be a mage situation, right? Gonna have to claim this area so creepers don't blow up our mage tower, but that's okay. Go. Get the fuck out of here! There we go. Now we have the property mapped out. Gotta go kill this little skeleton boy. Oh, double skeleton boy. Siamese. Oh God, they split. It's fucked up too, because they're like children sized. So it's like, what happened here, right? It's just dark. This place sucks. Ever since Chaos got out, this place sucks. Alright. Let's see. Okay. And then if we go... Boop. Boop. Now we know where the middle is and the outer bounds. So now we can get to building my masterpiece. So, I guess a big thing, right, is what are we going to build this thing out of? What are we going to build our mage tower out of? Or our mage complex? So, let's look at stuff we have. We could use the black argillite from Born in Chaos. But that's really dark, and you can't really mess with it too much. You can't, like, put different... how am I trying to say? Textures on it. However, the blackstone we could... We had a white mage tower before, so maybe we'll go with a more... Could make it out of source stone, which is like a nice purple. But we don't have a hell of a lot of that right now. I want to make it out of something pretty mod neutral, too. Because that's too focused on Ars Nouveau. And I want to put more than just that in this mage complex. Let's try a base of blackstone. I haven't built anything with blackstone in a long time. So, let's see. I know I have more. Yeah, cobbled blackstone. Just going to grab a crap ton of that. You know, we may not be able to travel anchor up here, but we can definitely put a receiver pad up there. Man. Alright, let's keep going. So we got that traced out. I'll probably work on that more. I'll make it nice. We're going to get a base structure set up, and we're going to get Ars Nouveau started before I waste any more damn time. In fact, why don't we go do this? We'll set up the garden so that we can grow the Ars Nouveau relevant plants, while I continue processing this blackstone for our actual construction. Right, Grundle? You said it, buddy. Uh-oh, I think my Grundle is stuck. Grundle, are you stuck? You are stuck. Come on, Grundle. Sometimes your Grundle gets stuck. You know, it sticks to whatever it's near, but you just gotta peel it a little bit, and your Grundle will come free. Anyway. I'm gonna stay awake. I want those phantoms. I want those phantoms. Okay, so let's look at Ars Nouveau. We have some blazing archwood. We should plant these trees, absolutely. We're only missing the yellow one, which is a little So let's look at what we need to get started here. And to do that, we're going to look at the worn notebook. Resources. Mage Bloom. We need source blocks, or source stones. And we need those in an imbuement chamber. Ah. Alright, we're going to get some basic stuff set up and then we're going to move it. How do we build an imbuement chamber then, smartass? Oh, do it right now. We're going to pop that down. And we're going to throw some friggin' lapis in there. And we're just going to cheese the first few source gems we need using time in a bottle. Normally, we can augment this with source, but we don't have any source. There we go. Looks like we managed to squeeze in half a stack. Now we need seeds, which we have plenty of. And how do we make Mage Bloom seeds? Yeah, and an enchanting apparatus. Got it. Okay. And we do the enchanting apparatus by the following. Boop. Here we go. Ah, we just need 2 source stones. Okay. Cool. Imbuement chamber. And now we just throw the seeds in there. Oh. Ah, we need pedestals. And pedestals are... Right. The pedestals are, there it is. Jesus. Oh, no, that's a ritual brazier. Frick! Here's an 2, 3, 4. Great. Now we can go. Cool. You don't have to make the noise. I do, though. It's in my contract. So we put the... Oh. Gotta put gem, 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 gem. Seed. What? 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 I don't understand. What? Oh. I'm a silly bitch. Boop. We're gonna make 5 of these bad Larrys. Let's go set up the refined storage stuff. Not refined storage. My goodness gracious. My brain's everywhere today. Let's go set up the transmitter and receiver so that we can get back and forth fairly easily. Now that's linked up to the rest of our base's power, and it increased the capacity to 120 million. Isn't that fun? Now what we can do is we can say... And receivers go on the left. Transmitters on the right. We're going to name this Mage Tower. We're going to name this Mage Tower. Cool. And now we can go to the main lab and leave the portal open. Look at that. And we can go over here and leave that portal open and... Okay. Walking issue solved. Now. Boom. Okay. Good enough for now. Friends, thanks so much again for joining me today. That's going to do it for this episode. I really hope you enjoyed yourself. I know I did. I always do have fun spending time with you. I look forward to seeing you again in the next episode, where we really kind of pry open Ars Nouveau, look at what we need to do, and maybe get some adventuring done before we get started on another new tech mod. But I'm sort of teched out at the moment, and I want to switch gears and do some more interesting stuff. So we'll look into that. I don't know precisely what yet. I know I want to get the Mage Tower built, and I know I want to fix that road out there. But past that, who knows what the next few days hold for us. But I guess we'll find out together. So again, thanks for spending time with me. Hope you had some fun. Hope you're looking forward to the next one. But in the meantime, take care of yourselves, guys. Goodbye.